this section of Philly on the Rise. As you know, I'm your host, Michael W. Pleasant. Where is Philly on the Rise this week? We're actually in downtown Philadelphia at the Community College of Philadelphia. That is the Community College of Philadelphia. And we're actually joined by members of the Science Club, members of the National Society of Black Engineers, who recently went to Dobbins High School and did some pretty interesting experiments with the students. So they're on the program today. We have John, Luciano, and Liam. Welcome to Philly on the Rise.
Hey, how much?
Dobbins High School. Tell us a little bit about that project. What made you want to go down to that school, John?
Well, the Science Club started up again here after a long hiatus about 2 years ago. And when the club advisor at Miss Gold decided to call them together, one of the first things I wanted to do was actually, start that program, go to different schools, and just do really, really fun things with a lot of the students and try to get them very much interested in science and then, of course, pursuing education outside of high school and then outside of everyday life.
Sure.
What ended up happening with, NSBE was Science Club and NSBE got together one day, and we actually both had about the same ideas. We had a lot of the same goals that we wanted to have. So we just kind of put our heads together and we decided to double our efforts, get together, and go ahead and do that.
Yeah, understood. Liam, tell us a little bit about the actual experiments and the kids. Were they receptive to when you came down there? How was that experience?
I know the ice cream with the fire extinguisher was a hit.
Really? What happened with that ice cream?
John has excellent showmanship, so he was out there talking about ideal gas laws and just billowing out, clouds of carbon dioxide, making dry ice and then boiling it in ice cream to freeze the ice cream.
Now, did you actually have an extinguisher with the ice cream?
Oh yeah, he was making the dry ice with the fire extinguisher.
Okay.
And then Karen was exploding bottles with cavitation, which was exciting. The kids, all the kids wanted to try that one. And I had a good number of kids come up afterwards and ask to set things on fire with me.
Wow.
I was doing the set something on fire. I burned a $1 bill, and the $1 bill was unharmed at the end of it. So everyone, not only do they want to know how that works, but they want to, try it themselves, even though none of them want to go near the flames.
Sure.
You probably douse your hand in it, it would be fine, but there's that inherent resistance there.
Yeah.
Then Luciano was doing the ferrofluids, which was just a fun little activity with something that most people don't even know exists.
So Luciano, what is it? Something about snorting something in your nose? What exactly happened?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so...
Now, mind you, we're on camera.
I'm aware of that. So yeah, basically ferrofluids is a substance usually involving an organic solvent with these magnetic nanoparticles. And they're very reactive once you place them within a magnetic field. So the thing is, if you have these magnets that are pretty close together in a container with ferrofluids and they snap together, well, just as any other liquid would do, it would fly up. And so some got in my nose, and it's a very unpleasant sensation.
Yeah, understood. What this whole thing seems like, it seems like mentorship. So you took some time out of your schedule and you went down to the schools and you mentored the kids. Why is mentorship important? You guys are obviously in your 20s and those kids in their teens. Why is mentorship important?
Well, I've always felt that mentorship is crucial to the development of nearly anyone. It doesn't matter what age you are, but particularly when you're young and you can see what's possible, what you can do, and if you can be guided along a path that could increase your quality of life, then I'm just all about that. And so that's one of the main reasons why I want to do this, outside of just getting a reason to play with ferrofluids, but just me as a black kid growing up and not really seeing many other black professionals, not really being acquainted with science, I didn't know that was a real possibility to do stuff like this. And so that's something I want to impart and want to continue to impart to the youth across Philadelphia.
What about you, John?
With the idea of mentorship, If I had even half of the support from just, people coming into my high school during college, or even just in the couple years I've befriended plenty of engineers, professionals, PhDs, professors. If I even had half of the amount of support and mentorship that I have now, high school would have been a lot easier, and I probably would have made a lot less mistakes, like just coming right out of it.
Gotcha, understood. Let's talk about what's next for the Science Club, and I guess this branch of NSBE. There's many branches, but there's this CCP branch of NSBE. What's next, Liam, for the Science Club?
We were talking about doing not only, they invited us to come back twice a year to Myrtle Dobbins.
All right.
But
so obviously didn't wear out your welcome.
No, they were very enthusiastic. We set their school on fire, so.
Okay.
But we were talking about not only doing that, but also looking at other high schools doing this more, and
collaborating with Randy Libros, who did similar things, I believe, in the past, and so he had some schools that he like suggested.
And they're all high schools, right?
Yes.
Which grade levels?
From freshman to, I guess, junior.
Okay, not
at Dobbins, the group that we worked with were between the ages of 14 and 17.
Okay. So obviously now that you're a traveling roadshow, you'll take requests, right? So if there's another school out there that would like you to come to their facility, okay? In the name of CCP, in the name of science? All right, sounds like a plan. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for your hard work. Thanks for going down there. I'm quite sure that the kids enjoyed it, and thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this section of Philly on the Rise. We're now joined by Dr. Linda Powell. She is the chair of the Department of Biology here at the Community College of Philadelphia, and she's also the director of the LSAMP. LSAMP, did I get that correct?
You got it right.
I got it right. She's also the director of the LSAMP program, so she has taken some time out of her busy schedule to talk to us about the program. Dr. Powell, welcome to
Thank
Philly
you.
on the Rise.
Thank you.
We're in this brand new, beautiful facility, and there's so much going on in this facility. Tell us about this facility and what it actually means for students.
This lab will be an opportunity to take biotechnology classes in forensic biology, and learn some of the advanced research techniques that have been occurring in the biological sciences in the last couple of years.
In the last couple of years, I know that science and technology and science and biology is constantly changing.
That's true.
So tell us, when the students come here, how can this prepare them for their next stages in their life?
In the sciences, students are expected to have knowledge of current technique when they transfer. And this facility will give them the opportunity to practice some of those current skills and practice with current instrumentation, so that when they transfer, they'll be prepared for the work that's coming.
And let's talk about some of that instrumentation. Obviously, we're sitting right in front of this. Is this your baby? Earlier you called it your baby.
This is one of my babies.
One of
Yes,
your
it is.
babies.
One of my
Okay.
babies.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about some of the high-tech stuff you have in this lab.
In this room, we have a gel doc system, and the gel doc system will read proteins and DNA and help students analyze what they're seeing in regard to that data. We also have fermentation equipment, so when you deal with biotechnology, you can deal with a tissue culture direction, or you can deal with a fermentation direction. So fermentation will show them processes that would be used like in a pharmaceutical company, and how they deal with batch creation for new drugs and for vaccines, things of that nature. We also have laminar flow hoods, so that when students are doing the research, they can do it in a safe environment, and that we're not going to have contamination or transfer of materials onto the students.
And tell us about this baby here. I'm quite sure you didn't get this at Kmart.
No, we didn't get these at Kmart.
How powerful is this?
These microscopes are microscopes that have USB ports, so that when students or faculty see something that is really wonderful, they can project it up on a screen. They can also store the images and compare images that they took in a particular class against something in either a previous semester or in maybe even a year from now, so that we can build a database in regard to images that are related to cells and proteins, etc.
Sure, yeah. Tell us about some of the marketing efforts, either by your team or by the college, to let prospective students know about this facility.
We have a forensic camp that's going to be this summer, and it's going to be for students that are entering the college out of the K-12 experience.
Okay.
And students will learn some of the basic techniques of forensics, and those students will be made aware of the fact that we have this new lab, and that they'll be able to take classes in forensic biology and biotechnology.
Yeah, you mentioned the word students, and I know obviously there are tons of success stories about kids who have come to the college, have been impacted, and have changed their lives. So can you give us a story, maybe a story of how a student who has come through your program and how their life has been impacted?
The Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, or LSAM, has a goal to increase the number of minority students receiving bachelor's degrees in areas of engineering, math, and science. And so I work with 8 other colleges and universities in the greater Philadelphia area on that goal. One of my former students, Adedwin Adebamiro,
Okay, all right.
started CCP when he was about 16, left this institution, went to University of Pittsburgh, got his bachelor's, his MD, and now his PhD. And he's
Okay.
coming out with all of them, and he still is very young.
Okay.
So a student can come to a community college and still exit with an MD, PhD. And people don't expect that that's the student population that we also serve. We do serve that population
Sure.
also.
That's an amazing story, and it sounds as though that you're heavy involved in mentorship. You've been with the college over 19 years now.
That's true.
Why, Dr. Powell, is mentorship important to you?
Mentorship is important because students need insight onto how they have to adjust their study methods, how they have to create the possibility of success. And having an ability to talk to someone who had to go through those experiences themselves gives them insight on making those changes and making them in a time that they can meet their goals, their objectives, and get the grades they need.
Understood, understood. What's next for the program?
What's next for the program is we're working on an Associates in Biology, and the Associates in Biology is going to have a pre-professional track and a technical track. So the forensics and the biotechnology will be in the technical, but preparing students to go into professional programs and to transfer in science majors will be in the pre-professional track.
Good
So that's
stuff.
in our goal.
All right, sounds like it, and I think you're going to accomplish that goal.
We will.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Powell.
Thank you.
This has been an episode of Philly on the Rise, and we'll see you soon.